Minecraft, the best-selling game of all time, is known by almost everyone involved in pop culture today, whether they play any games or not or whatever they like. But how did it come from one humble coder making a simple cave test game into what it is today? Let's find out in the history of Minecraft. Marcus Preston was a coder at the company Codec AB and had risen for 6 years before his first game Ruby Dunk, and had worked on a previous game called Worm Online, a sandbox MMO. But as he was working through Ruby Dunk, he couldn't find out how to make it first person like he wanted until he came across the game Infinite Miner. Then, as we all know, he released the video Cave Game Tech Test and made the first version of what would become Minecraft. Soon, when the game started to get traction, he got the permission to change the company's logo and name to Mojang AB and become the famous logo it is today. Let's ride on the history of Minecraft. Pre-classic mode. In this mode, they had cobblestone, saplings, physics, the human mob, wood planks, dirt, and grass blocks. But let's go to classic mode. Classic mode was the first mode available to the public. They also haven't released hills and lakes for people going exploring. They also released the two liquids, water and lava, and have released it on their own page that they started up. They also released trees with their logs and leaves, as well as all the ores up to gold ore and gravel, sand, and bedrock. The other ores are iron and coal, by the way. Multiplayer test. In this, they added all 16 roles with the dandelion, brown mushroom, red mushroom, poppy, block of gold, sponges, and commands into the game in order for people to use. They also made multiplayer so then people could test out playing with other people that have the game. But now we move on to the survival test. In survival test they had, survival mode where it will stay that way until beta. But alas, I'm going off track. They added zombies, skeletons, spiders, the ability to pick up blocks, signs, creepers, sheeps, and pigs. These humongous zombie-like creatures called giants, stone slabs, bricks, bookshelves, iron blocks, TNT, mossy cobblestone, two armors which were plated armor and studded armor, which both didn't have leggings or boots. Plate armor was used for experimental purposes and didn't have any armor points. Studded armor was experimental but had armor points. They also had caves and arrows into the game. In depth. In this update, they add food items like bread, mushroom soup, cooked pork chop, and apple, as well as fire, torches, paintings, crafting, and smelting, and chests. They also added in this update the ability to get all 5 tools, as well as flint and steel, and all 5 tools going from wood and diamond, as well as all the armor sets from leather, diamond. They also added the materials for all these stuff, including iron ingots, gold ingots, and other stuff like that. Now we're on to in-dev though, where they added golden apples, doors, ladders. These weird things were in there, the brick pyramids and the obsidian things, the obsidian walls, which were basically the icon of the update. They also added minecarts with rails and water buckets, normal buckets, and lava buckets into the game. They also had dungeons with their spawners, and that would also have loot in them, so you have to fight through spawners into it. They also had final alpha. In this, they added the Nether update, where they added stuff like glowstone with their glowstone dust, netherrack, soul sand, the Nether portal, pigmen, and the ghast. But there was also more that we will get onto later. They also added snow and ice with pressure plates and buttons and redstone, snowballs, boats, cactuses, sugar canes, cows with their milk and leather, jukeboxes that could play discs, uh, carved pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern slimes with their slime balls, fishing rods with their fishes, cooked fish and raw fish, as well as clocks. They also added the minecart with furnace and the minecart with chests and the ability to crouch. And these are biomes such as forest, seasonal forest, rainforest, desert, frozen desert, swamp, plains, and taiga/tundra, since they had the same exact tree but one answer one day. Fortunately for the rise of Minecraft though, CNanners, a YouTuber on the growing website YouTube, picked up Minecraft and started to play it a lot, which made their fates interconnect with each other as they both immediately rose in popularity. But this would not last for long. Now we move on to beta though, which is the next phase of Minecraft. With spruce wood, birch wood, with the leaves, squids, cakes, lapis, dispensers, no blocks, trapdoors, dead bushes, all the dyes, pistons, sticky pistons, redstone repeaters, detector rails, powered rails, ferns, cookies, all the raw and cooked meats, melons, pumpkins, and more into the game. They also added things like Enderman, wolves, glass panes, stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, cave spiders, fence gates, vines, stone brick slabs, brick slabs, the ability to charge a bow fire it because before then you would just insta fire it, the ability to parry with the sword, the ability to sprint, the experience bar was added, and the hunger bar was added, and natural places like strongholds and mine shafts were added into the game to add more depth, as well as end portals being added into these strongholds. But now we're in the official release adventure update, which added nether warts, ender dragon, nether fortresses, stuff like golden nuggets, potions, enchanting, eyes of enders, and much more, as well as the mushroom islands and a proper ending to the game with the ender dragon. In version 1.1 though, they also added the type of world of Superflat, which was just plains, as well as improved on villages by adding blacksmiths houses that have chests in them and with spawn eggs. Then in version 1.2, redstone lamps, chiseled stone blocks, zombie sieges on villages, iron golems, ocelots, battle enchantings, fire charges, the new types of wood planks, and desert wells. Now in version 1.3 they add things like golden apples, enchanted golden apples, wood, ender chests, emeralds, mossy cobblestone, pyramids, sandstone pyramids, all the wooden slabs, adventure mode, book and quill, and enchanted books, as well as sandstone stairs and wood. And in version 1.4 there was cobblestone walls, there was command blocks, anvils, potatoes and carrot, there were beacons, there were withers added, there was witches, bats, and wither skeletons added, there were firework stuff added. And now we're in the redstone update. They add things like activator rails, block of redstone, hoppers, droppers, trap chests, weighted pressure plates, quartz, nether brick, and minecarts with hoppers and TNT. Now the horse update added many different types of horses, as well as horse armor for all of them, leads, golden carrots, many different types of carpets, and more. Now we're up to version 1.7 though, the update that changed the world. In this update they added acacia and dark oak logs, as well as stained glass, blue ice, podzol, red sand, and new types of fishes and flowers, as well as tall ferns and minecarts with command blocks. Now though, we're up to version 1.8, the Bountiful update. In this update they added 3 new stones in ground, rabbits, barrier blocks, ocean monuments, way variants for all the fences and other things like that, like doors, more. Now we're into 1.9, the combat update though. This update they added the grass path, beetroot soup, tipped arrows, spectral arrows, and they've removed parrying usual with and they replaced it with the shield block. They also made so that you could dual wield it. Also, they added this update the end cities. which were these giant structures in the end that have shulker boxes and that you can contain something that can let you fly in survival mode called the Electric Farm. During this time though, many YouTubers quit as they believed that the game was getting stale and they were getting too family friendly as their audiences were growing up. But this was not just that for Minecraft yet. We're now in version 1.10, the Frostburn update. In this update, they add things like magma blocks, netherboard blocks, red nether brick blocks, and bone blocks. They also add stuff like polar bears, husks, and strays. Now we're up to version 1.11 exploration update though. They added stuff like observers, shulker boxes, which you store things in, Tome of Undying, exploration maps, and llamas in this update, with also vexes, which will be spawned from another mob in this update that is called the Evoker, which is a creature that spawns in these woodland mansions right over here, with also other things called a Vindicator. And both of these creatures spawn these woodland mansions that you can find by using exploration maps. Also, now we're up to version 1.12, which was World of Colors. In this they added terracottas, concretes, and illusioners and parrots. But now we're on to 1.13, clock update. In this they added wood variants for buns and trapdoors and all that other good stuff. They also have blue ice, kelp, turtles, phantoms, stripped wood, Heart of the Sea, Nautilus shells, phantom. Nautilus shells, scutes, tridents, drowned, coral, and more was added in this update that basically just renewed the oceans so then you can explore way more. Now though we are in the village and pillage update that had bamboo, pandas, blast furnaces, barrels, bells, campfires, smokers, cartography table, fletching table, blacksmithing table, loom, stone cutter, a lantern, a composter, new leaves including one that gives you wither effect, scaffold, berry bushes, crossbows, and leather horse armor, as well as you can't really see him right now since he's invisible, wandering trader, fox, cat, ravager, and the illager, the pillager. Last though, we are moving to the latest update so far, Buzzy Bees update. This update added bees that are right now in their hive, as well as with the honeycombs, the honey bottle, and the honey block in order to make farming more fun and more immersive. Now though, I'll talk about Technoblade, which brought the rise of Minecraft when it suddenly had resurgence in 2019. Now millions of people are playing it, and on May 7, 2019, it became the best-selling game of all time. Now though, let's end it off with the score.